Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Lessons for Life from Swami Jagdatmananji's inspiring bestseller Learn to Live, Volume 1, Chapter 1, Hidden Truth. Infinite power is hidden within every one of us. This is the fascinating story of Wolf Messing, who was a great mind reader, was a great thought reader. Wolf Messing said, human beings think in the form of pictures, and thoughts have the ability to travel from one mind to another, from one place to another. Thoughts are actual things. So, this fascinating discovery made by our sages long ago is being proved by modern scientists. Now, let us listen to Swami Jagdatmananji's interesting narrative of this beautiful subject. Detective Mind. Wolf Messing of Russia was well known for his extrasensory perception. He had the uncanny ability to read the minds of others. Dictator Stalin had certified him as a great mind reader after putting him to various tests. He had met great world leaders of the time like Albert Einstein, Sigmund Freud, and Mahatma Gandhiji. He had displayed his skill before them and had won their admiration. When Messing came to India in 1927, he saw Gandhiji in the Sabarmati ashram and carried out the instructions given in silence, without a word, by Gandhiji. When the Second World War started, he somehow escaped the death trap of Hitler, left Poland and came to Russia and gave public performances of his skill. But Messing refrained from probing into the future of individuals and political situations. If anybody in the crowd gave him an instruction without a word, but with only a thought in his mind, he could glean it from his mind and act accordingly. Think in your mind with full concentration what you want to tell me or want me to do, he would say to those who intended to test him. A few years ago, he gave a performance in the presence of medical experts and scientists. Before the performance, Messing was blindfolded, lest he should see the facial expressions of anyone in the crowd. A doctor in the crowd, as decided earlier, was silently and steadily pondering over an instruction intended for Messing. Messing grasped the doctor's thought through silent concentration, took off the blindfold, went up to the chair with number 4 and stood there. He took from the right pocket of the coat of the person seated there a piece of sponge and a pair of scissors, showed them to the crowd and said, "I wouldn't like to cut the sponge," and drew with a piece of chalk the picture of a dog on the sponge. The elderly men appointed as judges asked the doctor whether Messing had acted as per the mental instruction given to him by the doctor. The latter confirmed that he had desired Messing to cut the sponge which was in the coat pocket of his friend seated on the chair with number 4 into the shape of a dog. Messing had acted perfectly according to his thought. Only he had introduced a very minor change for which he had asked his permission. All were wonderstruck with the miraculous power of Messing. This was not the only performance given by him. Many people approached him and asked how he could read the thoughts of others. This was Messing's answer. People's thoughts come to me as pictures. I usually see visual images of a specific action. Thoughts of deaf and dumb are easier to get, possibly because they think much more visually than the rest of us. Wolf Messing says, people's thoughts come to me as pictures. I usually see visual images of a specific action. Thoughts of deaf and dumb are easier to get, possibly because they think much more visually than the rest of us. What a wonder! Our thoughts in the form of pictures. What? They have the capacity to move? Do they have the capacity to travel? Yes, our sages had said. Yes, say the modern scientists who have done research in the field. So, thoughts are actually things. Thoughts travel from one place to another, from one mind to another. So, we must be aware of our thoughts. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.